everybody, thanks for tuning in. It's fun to switch things up sometimes, and I'm gonna do that switch with my complexion routine today. The stuff I put on my face, starting out my makeup from like foundation through bronzer. So I'm basically putting things on in a different sequence. Sometimes as I see little different get ready with me videos, I think, oh, I do it differently than them. Maybe I should try their way. And then very recently I saw Emily Gemma on Instagram and she was outlining like the way she does her routine, and I thought, maybe that's my sign. I just need to go ahead and see if I like this switched up makeup routine any better than my usual. So we're really just talking about complexion here. I just have my skincare on right now. I'm gonna be putting on my Rimmel Stay Matte Primer and my Lasting Finish Foundation. That sequence of things is gonna stay pretty normal, and I find that this combo of products wears so well on my skin. And we've got a dance showcase again tonight, so I need good staying power all day. But the way it's switched up is once I do my foundation, I'm gonna cream contour, and then I'm gonna do concealer after that, and then set it, and then do powder bronzer. You can see that Stay Matte Primer is a little bit blurring. I do really like it. And then I'm gonna use Lasting Finish, like I said. The shade I wear in this is Soft Beige, and it does have SPF 20 in it. So I use a full pump of this. We're gonna dab that around. And I've kind of been getting into using my sponges lately. Ever since those nice sponge finds that I had from Dollar Tree, I'm like, get out your sponges, girl. So this is one of my favorites from the drugstore. It's the e.l.f. Is it called the Total Face Sponge, I think? And I'm just gonna dab this in. This foundation really does work well no matter what application method you choose. If you want to use a brush, it still looks really good. But this is such an underrated foundation. I love it so much. I've been using it so much ever since I rediscovered it. I say rediscovered because the Lasting Finish line was out like back when I was in my apartment days. And I remembered using it when it had like a brownish cap and a squeeze tube. Those were the days. And I more recently realized that Walgreens was selling this, so I decided to try it again, and I'm in love with it all over again. My only gripe is why won't my Walmart sell all of the Rimmel stuff? Like, they've got quite a bit of Rimmel stuff, but not everything. Oh, I love that sponge. So there's my foundation all blended in. Now here's where we deviate from the norm, where I would normally go on and just do some concealer. My normal routine would be foundation, concealer, setting powder, possibly set more of the face, then contour, then all that. But we're gonna do cream contour now. And I chose to pull out my Wet n Wild stick. This is in the shade Where's Walnut. I haven't used this one in a bit, so I thought, let's pull her in. She's a really good tone and blends in easily on my skin. I'm gonna even contour a little bit right here. I'll even contour here. We're doing it up today. Then I take my Sephora 56 brush and just buff that on in. If you ever see these Wet n Wild chubby sticks, I mean, they make the bronzer, they have a gorgeous highlighter in this format, and also blushes, even some new shades of blush that have come out more recently. But they always go on really smoothly, no complaints. You know, I might be having an even easier time blending this in, given the fact that I don't have powder on my skin already. But I don't know, I've never really struggled unless the product was just super dry, you know? Oh, so over the weekend, Pup and Jeff told me about this new drink from Sonic. They totally influenced me. It's the orange dreamsicle boba float thing. It's crazy. It's a variety of textures. There's a lot going on in the drink. You've got like a slush, you've got ice cream on top, bobas. The flavor is amazing. The texture, everything is just awesome. It totally lived up to their hype, and I would definitely recommend it. Cream contour all blended in. I think it looks natural, it looks good. The finish on my skin right now, like no complaints at how that process happened. Now we're gonna go in with concealer. I'm gonna use my Rimmel Multitasker Concealer in the shade Sand Beige. Is it Sand Beige? No, just sand. My eyes just threw in a beige. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit right in here, a little bit out here. I'm doing a little extra today because we were out late for the first dance show. And I'm a little tired. It was so much fun though. The dances were so good. Biddy's group She's in a little younger group. They danced to Green Eggs and Ham, and she had this adorable like flashy green dress. And then Belle's group danced to Step in Time from Mary Poppins. They had the chimney sweeps. It was so good. I have a little TikTok with some highlights. I'd like to just post full on the whole dance, but it's kind of like I was from a distance, and to get the whole group and shot sideways, it didn't really come across that well. So I just like pulled in on them and their parts for my little video that I made. But anyways, now I'm gonna blend in this concealer, and I'm gonna use my e.l.f. sponge. Ooh, it's real brightening. Maybe I didn't need any extra of this concealer, but oh well, we'll make it work. The interesting thing will be, do we see any real difference once I'm done with this face routine from what I would normally do? Like in terms of the finish on the skin, the coverage I'm getting. Okay, I think I am going to go around the nose with the brush just because that's hard to get with a full-size sponge. Dang, that already started to set just a little bit while I was talking. It was a good day to choose a sponge because, I mean, I probably still, even if I thought I was extra tired, I didn't need even that big of a swipe of that concealer. And the sponge is helping to keep it still looking natural, but I feel bright. Then we set that, okay? So we're setting it with the Maybelline Fit Me Powder in Fair. You can always count on her. And then after this, we're gonna do powder bronzer, and we'll see what we think. I do kind of a thick amount, like a bake, but then I dust it away fairly quickly, and I just always get a good result. I really expect great staying power on the under eye. With this combo of products too, it's gonna be great. And that's just my method. That's just the way I do that. I dust it away pretty quick. So this is just my Morphe under eye bullet brush. I mean, you could leave your powder there for like the whole rest of your makeup routine, because like when I do the girls' makeup for cheer, and we have kind of like a dark eye thing that we have to do, I'll bake with something thick, let that fallout come down on there, and then I just, boom, get rid of all of it. But don't dust away till the end. We are set, but yet we already have our cream bronzer on, and now we're gonna put on powder bronzer. Hard Candy Instant Summer is what I pulled out. This is in the shade Tan. This is the combination of like best value, best price, highest quality drugstore bronzer that's out there, I think. If you touch it, like it's just got such a soft, wonderful feel. But now we're gonna go on with that. And it does make sense, you know, to do it like this because you've really, you know, put on cream first, then powder, but then you kind of go outside the lines if you decide you want a cream blush on top of this. But really, in my previous method, that never failed me. It's looking really good. I like letting that powder bronzer kind of come up to the concealer because we're so light and bright, and this kind of like blends a little bit over that. Overlaps just a tidbit, makes it look good. Okay, what do you think, friends? Really, it wasn't like some huge, super drastic change, but just changing the order of products a little bit. I feel like I'm still kind of ending up with the same type of result. I think the biggest advantage to this way is probably having a little bit more easily blendable cream contour, generally speaking. You're not putting on any powder before that step, but I would do this again. I like the process. I also use some products I really, really like, and that helps, you know, liking the result too. Let's go on with some blush. I was mentioning how I liked the little Wet n Wild Chubby Sticks, and one of their new blushes is called Currant Jam. You can swipe it straight on the cheeks. You can swipe off of the stick. I'm going to try doing that today. And just pop that on as my blush. Like I said, my whole total takeaway on that method is probably the fact that if cream products are creamy enough, they should go on easily. Like if I chose to set my whole face in powder after I did my concealer and set that, good quality, nicely blendable cream products should not struggle with that. Now maybe I'll have better staying power or something like that with this method, but visually right now I'm not seeing some mega difference. This blush does have a little bit of glow in it. There's another newer one that has even more. I think I will do some highlighter too. How about this one from Essence today, the one called The Highlighter in the shade Staggering. It's very brightening, but yet not too flaky. I'm coming back there. I just got a lot on my brush. Really pretty. I sometimes forget about this highlighter, but it's so good. So I like to do my highlighter placement kind of right under my eye. I think it really does a lot for the face that way, and it kind of stays away from outer corners of the eyes. And then I go right like above my brow, the high point of my brow, and up like that, because the forehead naturally is kind of like protruding right there. And then a little bit here. Booyah. And then I'm gonna finish this look off with some Rimmel Stay Matte Fix and Go. I've realized this setting spray does work really well. I do like 5 mists of it. And sometimes the amount of mists I do varies, just depending on the size of the fan of mist. Some sprays fan out really well. This has a little bit of a smaller mist, but it's still soft, so I feel like 5 is good. And I do it semi above the face, so it falls on my face instead of like hitting me super directly. But there is the finished complexion. I will finish up the face and be right back. Alrighty friends, I finished up my makeup routine. Where did we leave off? I did my brows. I used today my CoverGirl, I'm loving this stuff, this brow liner nano pencil in dark brown. It's so good. It's really easy to use and it's super fine, finer than the Brow Wiz size products. Also love the Brow Enhancer Gel Wax. It's got a really great formula, really like locks in and holds on the brows, but it's a little bit thicker than gel. I put on Milani eyeshadow primer, then I want you to look at my eyeshadow and I want you to just kind of think about what I might have used as my eyeshadow today. It's very soft. What is it? Anyone? Anyone? CoverGirl? Shimmering Sands. Yes, I thought it's been a while since I've used that. I was looking in store at the little CoverGirl eyeshadows because I noticed they changed the packaging to pink on some of them. It's probably changing to pink on all of them, but it was just like the ones that had been out of stock, you know, they replaced them with pink packaging. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't used Shimmering Sands in a while, so I popped that on. It kind of fits the barely there eye look we're seeing people do these days. But I did do some liner. I went a little heavier on liner than usual. I used my Physicians Formula. This is my really super skinny liner pen. Love this. Lots of control with this. I used my Essence Stay and Play gel liner. These last so well. This one is called But First Espresso, and I use that on my outer corner, like lower lash line from about here up to under the wing to kind of connect. And then throughout the rest of my lower lash line, I just smudged a little bit of Hard Candy Pony, which is that pretty taupey Laura Mercier Amethyst dupe shadow stick. Then for mascara, I mean, my lashes are pretty long today. I used one of my favorite drugstore lengthening mascaras, and it's the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar Red Carpet Black. Even if voluminous mascara doesn't work for you, this holds curl better than like the voluminous primer and regular voluminous, and it is a primer and top coat step, but just really, really lengthening. I used a little bit of Cali Ray. I know I'm keeping it drugstore, but a little Cali Ray on the lower lashes just because, you know, we need this to last today. Look at me putting my things away. And then on my lips, I don't know if they're still selling these from e.l.f., the Love Triangle Lip Filler liners. They're just a triangular little teardrop shaped lip liner, kind of remind you of Buxom, and I thought this shade was pretty. I wanted to go brighter on the lips today. And this is the shade called Plum, and then I topped it off with some Milani Fruit Fetish lip oil in the Raspberry Peach shade for that shine. And this does give you a little sheer color if you wear it alone. Oh, and the smell is really good. And I was gonna say, I have the Cherry Limeade one of these too, and the more I use that, the more I realize I'm not really nuts about that smell. Like, it's really strong. It kind of hits you. I don't know. The first time I smelled it, I think I was just shook by how strong it actually was, but the more I smell it, I'm like, I don't know that I love that. But anyways, I thought the complexion really turned out great today. I enjoyed switching things up. I will probably continue to do that from time to time. Ultimately, as I look at my skin, I think when you use products you like, you're probably gonna still like the end result. Some might find it a bit more logical to, you know, make sure you're doing that cream step of cream bronzer before you go in with any sorts of powders on your skin. It does make total sense to me. I just made it a habit to use cream bronzers that I really like, that are really smooth and give me a good feeling of ease as I apply them, even if I do go on top of powder. But is my blend any better? It might be even a little more natural looking this way. I don't know. I think we got a thumbs up result here. So thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments section if your face routine is the way mine normally is, or this way, or a whole other way. I would love to hear, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys again soon. Love you. Bye.